I'm a horrible woman and I make content for other horrible women, and proceeding on the premise that everything that men say is a projection. Have you ever noticed that when you speak out in support of a woman who's made some kind of misconduct allegation against a man, men will flood your comments and make comments about how it's wrong and irrational to believe a woman simply because she's a woman, or other comments that imply that the reason why you believe the woman is because she's a woman, rather than entertaining the possibility that you have actually looked at the allegation, looked at the evidence, and come to the conclusion that the allegation is credible. Which brings us back to the part where everything men say is a projection. The reason why they assume that you believe the woman making the allegations is simply because she's a woman is because they don't believe her because she's a woman. The reason why most of these men are incapable of discussing the particulars of not only the case but of the allegation itself is because they took one look at who was making the allegation, saw it was a woman, and immediately dismissed it. And since they suffer deficits in both empathy and insight, they just assume that you came to your conclusion by way of the same process. Men are basically always projecting, and they're always telling on themselves. My advice for dealing with these men is don't. You are someone who has looked at the particulars of an allegation and the surrounding circumstances and any available evidence and come to a conclusion about the credibility of the claims being made. And you're speaking to someone who saw something woman-shaped and assumed that it must be lying. When you talk to them, they think they're talking to someone who saw something woman-shaped and assumed that it could never be lying. It's a waste of everybody's time. It reminds me of those videos that try to demonstrate what it would be like if a third-dimensional being tried to show a cube to a two-dimensional being. All they would see is just a line. Just don't bother. If you too are a horrible woman who recognizes that innocent until proven guilty is a legal principle that has fuck all to do with your ability or right to form an opinion based on available information, follow me for more.